But there was some about Afghanistan. I thought I would share that with you folks because I'm well published on this subject. In my background, in my professional life, I was a security specialist, I was a bodyguard. And I had the opportunity to be a bodyguard for Afghan Mujahideen during the Reagan years. And so my job, without getting into it, was highly classified. As you know, I help folks know what clearances are, right? Top secret, things like that. I would help very high clearances. And so part of my job was to pick up these Mujahideen warriors who were fighting the Soviet soldier and kind of ask them questions and bring them to guys who were going to ask them questions and kind of learn from them. You know, there's guys like that out there. So my job was to protect them because much of them had price on their heads by the Soviets. And so you get to know them, you get to know their culture. And what we found out was that being that that we never fought the Soviet Union before, we had to get intelligence from them on how it was to fight the Soviets. So what I found out from them is that these people are raised in a culture of war. They are warriors. Okay? If you went to Afghanistan and went into downtown Afghanistan, the middle of Main Street Afghanistan, found an Afghan and said, "Excuse me, can you direct me to Afghanistan?" You know what he would tell you? You don't know. He'll say, "I don't know. Let's ask somebody. Maybe it's up here up the street, make a left." Because to them, there is no such thing as Afghanistan. There are only tribes. Afghanistan was created by Europeans making arbitrary lines and say, this is Afghanistan, and this is Uzbekistan, and this is this land, and that's that. But to those people, it's tribal. So when you turn around and someone comes along arbitrarily, draws a line down the middle of your backyard and says, this side is yours and this side is mine, you create automatically tribal warfare. The real problem in Afghanistan has nothing to do with religion, and I'm here to tell you. And it's a little bit more complex. You can read up on me a little bit later, but I'm here to tell you that it all has to do everything with drugs. 90% of the world's opium supply, poppies, come from the poppy. The poppy is grown in abundance in Afghanistan. $60 billion and plus. This is about drug trafficking and the mafias that produce and move it. And these tribal warfares are just cover for this drug trade. So, in your question about Afghanistan, sir, we have to look at it from a military perspective and also political perspective. The political perspective says what threat can be projected by power to us here in the United States of America. What is the threat? And then the other, from the military aspect, is what military objectives can be achieved. Now, the military objective to be achieved was to reduce the Taliban from governmental power so they cannot project their power and threat here to the United States. Then that mission has been completed. Now, I don't have the clearance that might be shared up yon in Washington. But basically, from what we know now, I would say that we have to retool and re-evaluate our mission in Afghanistan from one of being military to one being economic. Where's my placard? Mele. Mele, that's Italian for apples.
Tony Apples.